The World 2020 Champions India.
Hello everyone, welcome to the post-match live session. Well, what a game. India have won against Bangladesh by 5 runs and we saw everything in this match. Virat Kohli's half century, then KL Rahul back in form, and then Litton Das inning. He was terrific in the power play, but then rain happened. And at that point of time, I'm sure a lot many Indian cricket fans would be praying that, okay, let's see this match. This match should not get abandoned due to rain. And then the match started again. The overs were cut. It was just 16 overs match. Bangladesh came in back to the game, but it was bowlers' show at that point of time. To talk about Arshdeep Singh, Hardik Pandya, all were phenomenal. But then again, there was this penultimate over when everybody had their heartbeats high that, okay, will we win this or won't we win this match? But finally, we have won this match. And to talk everything in detail, I have with me Vineet Ramakrishnan. Hello, Vineet.
Hello, Saramya. What a game. What a game.
Absolutely. Well, it was edge of the seat match for me. How you will sum this match?
Pretty much the same. I mean, even before the start in the pre-match, we mentioned Chetan Narula, correspondent, mentioned that Bangladesh could be the banana skin, and it was that kind of a game. Heart in the mouth, the kind of stuff. Quite a few times, right from the start when Litton Das took off the chase and took on Indian bowlers. You thought, I mean, you're going to see some kind of a miracle there, but after that, India really showed their bowling unit. They came back very strongly with Ashwin, Arshdeep, and Hardik Pandya in the middle, and even in the final overs, both Hardik and Arshdeep did go for a few runs, but they nailed when it mattered. And at the top, finally we have the answer for the question that we've been looking for. That was KL Rahul and his form. So overall, look, it was a great game for India. You could not really fault India, but credit to Bangladesh because they played out of their skins. One shot here and there, it could have been Bangladesh's game. But eventually, India held their nerves at the crucial moments, and they are through to the semi-finals now.
Absolutely. And you talked about KL Rahul, and we have talked about him at length in every live session. But this live session is a bit different for KL Rahul now because we have something else to talk about him. We won't be talking that he didn't score because he played really well today. What do you have to talk about his innings?
It's a good thing that we do talk about KL Rahul saying, why is he not performing? Why is team management backing him and all of those things? But you and me and everybody who has seen KL Rahul perform or KL Rahul play, that he's that kind of a player. Once he gets going, he's one of the most amazing players to watch, and that you saw glimpses of that. I wouldn't say this was the free-flowing KL Rahul that you would want as an opener for Team India at the top of the order. But again, look, 32 runs or 50 deliveries. He was somebody who got the momentum back after Rohit Sharma's early wicket. And the only thing for me here is that he didn't push on. He got out at the wrong time. But then again, it's such a lovely thing to see KL Rahul back in form and the kind of shots that he executed, that pickup shot. Only Virat Kohli, to my mind, can play a shot very similar to that. So this guy has potential, and he has shown that. And in a way, interesting, the abilities that Rahul Dravid or Rohit Sharma or the team management was looking at him is pretty much shown you there. And on top of that, the game-changing moment of the entire match was that run out, that swiftness that he showed with that Litton Das run out as well. So all in all, I mean, before going live, you mentioned that this was probably KL Rahul's day, and it seemed it was his day, and the wheels of fortunes may be turning for KL Rahul, and he may be one of the vital contributors going for India going into the business end of the tournament.
Absolutely. And well, we hope that it's not the only day for KL Rahul. We wish to see him in the upcoming matches as well. And it'll be very interesting because now KL Rahul will be there. The question that we were discussing from quite a few sessions that, whether KL Rahul will play or not, that's put to an end now because he will be playing in the other matches, but we'll have to see how well he plays. But one person is, there in all our live sessions. That's Virat Kohli. And it's been a great tournament for him. How he has evolved over the time. And now we see this aggression, after every shot, his expressions. Also, when the run out happened, when KL Rahul did that run out, after that, he was the only one celebrating it so aggressively, and he was so open about his expressions. So, what is this new Virat Kohli that we are seeing now after that bit of rough patch?
I wouldn't say this is a new Virat Kohli. It's a reformed Virat Kohli. It's a Virat Kohli of the yesteryears, a Virat Kohli of the year. You are, seeing again. We
Yeah.
have talked at length about Virat Kohli and his struggles with his form and everything. Whatever he's gone through, he has spoken about it a lot. There have been so many voices around him, over him, criticizing him, backing him, and everything. Ultimately, Virat Kohli knows Virat Kohli best, and this is the best of Virat Kohli. This is something you've seen, the 2016, 2017 era, where everything, every time he goes on to bat, he has to score runs. It was a given thing. Now this is probably the case here. Look, 64 or 44 deliveries, again anchoring the inning so well. Not just with KL Rahul, but with Suryakumar Yadav as well. And then when Hardik Pandya got out, Dinesh Karthik got out, he still managed to keep up the tempo. He's somebody who's a genius when it comes to these kind of situations. He just knows what to do, and this was something that was missing. It was not that his skill set had gone off or anything. It was just he was not able to execute whatever he knows, and we are seeing that in this tournament. And he walks away with another man of the match award, vital cock for Team India. And 184 was a very very good total at the Adelaide track, and 180 was a winning total. And Virat Kohli again, once again, being a big part of it. And you talked about his aggression. Look, if you or me or everybody have their own quirks, in a way, like if you're feeling good or if you're feeling bad, Virat Kohli, when he feels good, this is what it is. I mean, he's as expressive as anybody out there, and he's not somebody who's sedate and who will keep a composure, or he's calm. He is like this, he's explosive. He'll celebrate wickets for everybody,
Yeah.
even if he's not part of that. And even if it's a KL Rahul a run out, even if it's Arshdeep Singh taking a catch, anything and everything, Virat Kohli will celebrate. He'll pump up not just his teammates but the crowd as well. And we are just seeing that all over again, to the Virat Kohli of 2-3 years back. So lovely to see him, and it's a big sign for Team India.
Yeah, well, that's worth the money to watch Kohli's aggression on the field, because it gives that sense of achievement for each and every fan as well. When we see the match, it helps us to be there in the match only. But Vineet, you talked about that 184 was a good score. But did you think that it's a good score when Litton Das was there, because he was terrific in the power play?
Of course, I mean, in hindsight, you would look back and say that 184, it could have been 200. What if Dinesh Karthik would have fired? What if Hardik
Right.
Pandya would have also fired? In the last 5 overs, India managed I think 50 or 61 runs they managed. That 60 could have been 70 or 80, and this could have been out of Bangladesh's reach. But then again, it's with the ability of hindsight we are talking about it. Litton Das, we know, he's a very explosive batsman. He was not opening the innings for Bangladesh in the recent while. He got up there, and it's just about one of those games where he just went all out. And a few of his shots were quite lucky enough that he didn't get out, or he got those edges as well. So his brief was simple, that he has to go out, and Bangladesh more or less were looking to play the rain as well. They knew that the rain was coming and there would be a rain delay, so they wanted to be ahead of the Duckworth Lewis turn method. So hence the reason why they went all guns blazing, especially Litton Das.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that the score wasn't that great because Litton Das went ahead. Even if it was a 130 score or a 200 score, Litton Das probably would have tried going the same method. The only difference here was whatever he tried worked out well for him on that particular day, until that KL Rahul run out. Everything else was just working so perfectly for him. Also remember, this was not a plan by Bangladesh. On the other hand, you had a Litton Das scoring 50. Najwal Shanto was struggling. He was 11 runs of 7 balls. So it was all Litton Das. It was not a team strategy per se. It worked out for them till that KL Rahul run out. But then again, nothing you cannot take out of Litton Das. He's somebody we have seen how explosive and how dangerous he can be. It's about consistency, and he's pretty much shown here that he's a dangerous customer for Bangladesh in the T20 format. Just too bad that his innings was cut short the way it did.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were talking about that KL Rahul run out. So here's that picture, that was the celebratory moment, when everybody was so charged up. It was his day, no doubt. But then coming back to Arshdeep Singh, because he is that one person who's always in the form. He came back and then he took those two crucial wickets in one over. And we'll talk about the last over a little later. But before that, that over where he took two wickets, what do you have to say about that?
Not just that over, it was a lead up to that over. Bangladesh went off, the team went off, after 9 overs, and
Yeah.
there was a stark momentum shift in momentum you could see. There's a saying that, uh, the most prolific wicket taker, it's not the bowlers, it's these breaks, tea breaks, rings breaks, and these kind of breaks. And this is what happened here as well. There was a massive shift in momentum, and the first over that was bowled after the resumption by Ravichandran Ashwin was a tidy over. Yes, he got hit for a 4 and 7 runs came of it, but he took the wicket. I got the wicket, and I think that was a momentum that India also needed. That was a big, big, big plus for India. Look, the field was wet. Fielding would have been difficult. Holding the ball for the spinners would have been difficult. So that passage of play, that first over where KL Rahul got that run out and Ravichandran Ashwin was very much tidy, really shifted that momentum. And from there onwards, Arshdeep came on to bowl. Shami bowled 1 over. He got a wicket of Shanto. Then Arshdeep came. Again, they just choked Bangladesh. And kudos to the Indian bowlers here, because they were under the pump, earlier. So they came back. It really exemplifies their resolve, their fortitude. That these are not guys who would be who disintegrate. When somebody like a Litton goes against them, and they can come back and they have that resolve to come back and do well. That is what Arshdeep Singh did. He nailed most of his Yorkers. He bowled to his field. Hardik Pandya again came back. He got 2 wickets. The brief was very similar to what Ashdeep was, just to beat them for pace and with the short length deliveries, because everybody would go for big hits, and all of them, the 4 wickets or 5 wickets that Bangladesh lost in the middle of 11 deliveries, 9 runs and 4 wickets, all of them were caught. I mean, all of them were going for big shots. So
Right.
the pressure was on Bangladesh, and India just executed their skills and executed their plans to the hill. Both Ashdeep and Hardik Pandya, both of them with that double wicket over, really just broke the backbone of Bangladesh and derailed their chase.
Yeah, and Vineet, what about the 15th over? We were in the match, but then in 15th over, a four, then a six, and it was like, okay, this can be achieved, and everybody was waiting. Okay, who will bowl the last over? But what happens in the penalty made overs? This has been a story from quite a long now. What happened in that over?
Look, penalty made blues, like Monday blues. It's a penalty made blues for Team India. Whoever bowls, I mean, that's the funny thing, right? I mean, whoever bowls, they are bound to be taken for runs. Be it Bhunesh, be it Ashdeep, be it Hardik Pandya. This time around it was Hardik Pandya. But just to be fair to the bowlers, the penalty made over is probably the most important over for in any innings. Not the final over. It's a penalty made one, and generally you have your best bowlers who bowl that penalty made over. So it's a case where the opposition will try to get the maximum out of it. They don't want to keep too many runs to be scored off in the final over. So penalty made over is where over where they will take the chances as well. And you saw, I mean, with the chances there was also a wicket as well. So it's that kind of a situation where it happens. I mean, Hardik Pandya's first delivery to Taskin Ahmed, you wouldn't expect Taskin Ahmed to drive the way that he did and breeze the infield. It was just one of those shots that happened, and that six just again a wild hike. Nothing wrong with the length per se. I would say, look, Hardik Pandya is not known to bowl that block hole death over deliveries. He's more of your back of length delivery. So he was not probably the ideal choice for somebody like Rohit Sharma to give the 19th over. I would have rather seen somebody like a Mohammad Shami be given that delivery. But then again, everything worked out in the end. So penalty made over or not, I mean, in the final over also, what, 11 runs were scored. But the important thing is that that extra 1 run or 2 run that is needed to require for Bangladesh to win was not there, and they defended that. So that's probably one thing that you can take out of that.
Yeah, and all's well that ends well. That's the sum of this match. But Vineet, I'd like to share one of my most favorite pictures of the day, and we haven't talked about that person in this live session so far. Now you see this person there, and you see this gesture. So the two catches, and when fielding was really difficult because it was wet ground speed, and also 16 ball 30 was something that really mattered for India at that point of time. And on this live session, this is our end note, and then we'll take a couple of comments that are there in our comment section. What do you have to say? Is the Suryakumar Yadav is the best one in our team right now?
Yeah, hands down. Look, his 16 ball 30, what it gives is that it doesn't, give the opposition the time to recalibrate their approach. Once a wicket is down, generally what happens is that you recalibrate your own plans and how to go about it. Suryakumar Yadav does not allow opposition to get on top. Whenever he comes, he starts off with a blazing, gives you a blazing start. And again here, I mean, just 30 runs, okay, fine. By his own high standards, that might not be the kind of runs that he would eventually would have wanted to end up with. But it is the impact. 16 balls, 30 runs with 4 boundaries. Bangladesh did not know how to, counter that, and that allowed somebody like a Virat Kohli to also, take his time there, and that's the kind of that is the reason why he is the number one T20 batsman. The kind of impact that he has with his knocks. That's the bit about batting. Catching, look. Last match, we saw what a missed catch did. India did eventually lose the game, dropped by the best Virat Kohli. Suryakumar Yadav pretty much showed. I think he took 3 catches, 2 catches, if I'm not wrong. All difficult catches, high catches. He took his time. He understood, where he need to be in that particular position to
Right.
take that catch, and safe as houses. And those 2 catches or those 3 catches, I would say, like in a way, sealed the game for Team India. There was never a doubt when Surya Kumar Yadav was down there catching that. You'd think that this guy may drop this catch, but it's not going to happen. And catches, look, it's a very very integral part of what a good team is and what a good team is supposed to be. You talk about batting, you talk about bowling, and you talk about fielding only when there are fielding lapses. We generally tend to skip the fielding part when it's very good fielding. The ground fielding, beat the ground fielding, beat the catching. Today, nobody dropped anything. I mean, Deepak Hooda with a fantastic catch, Arshdeep Singh with a good catch, Surya
Right.
Kumar Yadav with 2 catches, KL Rahul with a run out. All in all, it was a fantastic all-around game for Team India. And Surya Kumar Yadav, look, we have talked enough of him. This is the most purplest of the purple patch for him, not with just his bat on the field as well. And hope this continues for him through the tournament.
Yeah, we hope the same, and let's hope that we see the same performances in the next match. But there is a comment we need that today India have confirmed tickets to Pakistan for a railway station. Well, hard luck for Pakistan. Very close matches they have played. That loss against Zimbabwe, but tomorrow it's very important match for Pakistan against South Africa. So we'll like to end that on this note. Because Pakistan and South Africa are really good teams. So we'll hope they get to play some really good cricket over there. But over to our next game. India have confirmed tickets to Pakistan for a railway station. Well, hard luck for Pakistan against South Africa. Tomorrow it's very important match for Pakistan against South Africa. Yeah, am I audible? I think there's
Yes,
some.
yes, you are. Yes, you are. There was some connection problem, but yeah, you are back live now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and yeah, we also have Chetan here now.
Oh, right time.
Yeah, very, very right time. Chetan, we were just about to, end it on a note that what's there for us in store in the next matches. Glad you are here. Chetan, how will you sum up this match?
Oh, it was a mad game. It was an absolutely mad game. I was calling the game for ABC Radio, and we didn't have. I mean, on commentary, we didn't have even a single minute of rest. And in fact, I said, okay, you know what? Let's go for super over. अगर अब इतना हो गया है तो super over भी खेल लेते हैं. But again, it was a mad game. It typified why the India Bangladesh rivalry is what it is. I mean, obviously the results haven't really gone in Bangladesh's favor, but at the same time, they challenge India and they want to challenge India and they want to beat India. And you know, The heart goes out to Bangladeshi cricket fans because Bangladesh cricket really hasn't progressed. But what we hope that, we always hope that such performances, or if they go on to win, that such big victories become a turning point for Bangladesh cricket. I really do hope that they do kick on from here because the performances are not always up to the mark, and it's a little really disappointing.
Yeah. And what do you make out of KL Rahul's performance today? Everybody was talking about him in the past three matches, but today 50 for him, and then also the run out that he did. What do you come up?
Yeah, it was an excellent day about KL Rahul. हमने उसके बात कर करके इतना जिंक्स मतलब अनजिंक्स कर दिया था कि उसको परफॉर्म करना ही था. But look, I think initially he was a little struggling for touch a bit, but the more he batted, the longer he batted, he was coming back into form. Virat Kohli yesterday, he was talking to Virat Kohli, who was in the nets, and they were practicing together. They were talking. He was taking advice from Virat Kohli, and it's absolutely worked for him. And we saw even in the middle, they were constantly chatting with each other, trying to egg each other on. And Virat has this ability of bringing the best out in his partners as well. So look, it was a matter of time for KL Rahul. He got his timing right, and the moment he got his timing right, he made full use of it. And um, I think that one of the debates have stopped. The only debate is how to best make use of Rishabh Pant, and of course, the other debate probably is that this Indian bowling attack still continues to be a little worrisome for India.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we need you want to go ahead?
Yes. Couple of questions, Chetan. I mean, you did talk about Indian bowling being a bit worrisome, but there were quite a few, I don't say, positives out of that. Arshdeep Singh, coming back really well in that middle overs, the middle phase. You haven't seen Arshdeep bowl that much. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a middle stage because it was rain curtailed. But then again, your take on Arshdeep's performance, considering the fact that Litton Das that the start did go hammer and tongs, and for the entire bowling, to come back the way they did, and actually that 2 wickets, Hardik Pandya also got that 2 wickets, Ashwin with a good start after the resumption.
Look, what I'll say about Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Mohammad Shami, I mean, their weaknesses, which we have long worried about, they were laid bare today. I mean, they do not have. I mean, Mohammad Shami, again, to me, he's not really a T20 bowler. I mean, he's using the conditions well. It's bowler friendly conditions, so he's bowled well in this tournament. But once he starts getting hit, there is no real plan B to go to. And that is a serious shortcoming for somebody who wants to be a good T20 bowler. So I don't want to criticize them too much. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, again, on these wickets, the moment you get hit, he cannot do anything except alter his line. And on these wickets, when the ball is, I mean, in bowler friendly conditions, despite bowler friendly conditions, when the ball is coming onto the bat, he is going to get hit. And that becomes a bit of a problem for Bhuvneshwar Kumar as well. So, like I said, in those first few overs, our worst fears came true. I still remember 2007 ODI World Cup when India lost to Bangladesh. Tamim Iqbal, he's left-hander, of course, but he really attacked the Indian pace bowling. And today, Litton Das, a right-hander, was doing the same to the Indian pace bowling. And Rahul Dravid, captain थे उस समय, अब coach है, थोड़ा डर लग गया था मुझे यार ये क्या हो रहा है. But look, the rain break worked in favor of India. It was a little slippery out there. Both teams had to play in slippery conditions. Probably they could have taken 10-15 more minutes to dry the ground, but that didn't happen. But again, it's real dicey. I mean, what the umpires do really. So, fact of the matter is that we did get a game and we did get a result, and the result went in India's favor. Good 2 points. Arshdeep के बारे में मैं यही कहूँगा कि he has tremendous experience bowling at the death in the IPL, and he was able to draw from it. He only had one mistake in that final over. He bowled one shot of delivery with some wind, and it went for 6. Otherwise, he bowled full deliveries. एक boundary लगी थी, full delivery पे भी लगी थी. But at least आप full bowling कर रहे हो, आप mistake नहीं कर रहे हो. Full delivery पे अगर चौका पड़ रहा है, तो वो batsman, की तारीफ करनी पड़ेगी. क्योंकि despite the field, he was able to get that boundary. But he did his job. He bowled full, and he drew on his experience bowling in the IPL. And I think in this tournament, Arshdeep has been a real star for India, growing leaps and bounds, whether it's the new ball in the middle or at the death. And now, going ahead, when Jasprit Bumrah gets fit, India will have two death bowlers. And he's a left-arm pacer. I see him coming into the Indian ODI lineup as well with the kind of performances he's putting in. So, yeah, amazing bowling at the end.
Amazing bowling. And before we let you go off, Chetan, just one final question. What does this place India, and what does the group look like now?
Well, let's just do a little basic mathematics. There were a lot of prayers today, from subcontinent.
Yeah.
India वाले prayer कर रहे थे, Bangladesh वाले prayer कर रहे थे, Pakistan वाले prayer कर रहे थे. So yeah, I mean, prayers का hot zone हो गया था subcontinent, आज for those 2 hours. But look, the equation is simple. India will beat Zimbabwe. If rain doesn't interfere, DLS doesn't interfere. I'm talking about in normal conditions. Let's assume India will beat Zimbabwe. Let's assume South Africa will beat Netherlands. Now that would mean they are on 8 and 7 points, and Pakistan at best can get on 6 points. Bangladesh at best can get on 6 points. So Pakistan need India to lose to Zimbabwe or South Africa to lose to Netherlands after beating South Africa and after beating Bangladesh. So I think this group is sorted. I think what we are only looking for is what is the result of South Africa, Bangladesh to realize who's going to finish first, who's going to finish second. That's about it. I think this group is sorted. Thursday ko is group ka end result aa jayega, depending on whether Pakistan win or lose to South Africa.
Yeah, let's see how other matches roll out. And Chetan, thank you so much for joining with us. Well, your timing was on point, for discussing everything about this match. Thank you so much.
Cheers, as always, a pleasure.
Great. Thank you so much, Vineet, for joining with me. Well, we have discussed this match at length, and it was great to have Chetan also with us. And on that note, let's see. There's only one match left for India to play against Zimbabwe. So let's see how that match pans, and hoping for India to win that match as well. Thank you so much, Vineet, and everyone else for joining with me in this live session.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And you all can connect with us on our YouTube channel, that's Cricketnext, or also can stay in touch with us on our various social media handles. Till then, enjoy T20 World Cup. Good night.
The World 2020 champions India